In this video, we are going to talk about PointSlope Form, Statistical Form, and SlopeIntercept Form. Let's start on the right, start on the red. So Statistical Form and SlopeIntercept Form, they are exactly the same. Some textbook, they use Statistical Form. Some textbook, they use SlopeIntercept Form. So what is the equation of SlopeIntercept Form? The most popular one is y equals to mx plus b. M is the slope in an application problem. We don't call that the slope, we call that marginal change. And then the b is the y coordinate of the y-intercept. So what do I mean by y equals to mx plus b is the most popular? In some textbook, depending on the preference of the author, they use y equals to mx plus b. Of course, that is the most popular. Sometimes they use y equals to ax plus b. Sometimes they equals to a plus bx. It doesn't matter which one they use. All you have to know is the number attached to the x is the slope. And then the individual number, the constant value, is the y-intercept. So y equals to mx plus b, m is the slope, b is the y-intercept, ax plus b, a is the slope, b is the intercept, a plus bx, a is the y-intercept, b is the slope. Just keep in mind that the number right next to x is the slope, and the individual number, the one without x, that is the y-intercept. Okay, so let's look back to the left. PointSlope Form. So what is the difference between PointSlope and SlopeIntercept? SlopeIntercept, that means in that equation, you need a slope and an intercept to build the equation. And you have it. Y is the slope, m is the slope, and b is the intercept. What about PointSlope Form? So PointSlope Form, to build this equation, you need a point and a slope. What point? The point is x1, y1. What is x1, y1? x1, y1 is a point on the line. Again, this equation represents a straight line, right? So you pick a point on the line, and then you also need the slope of that line. So these are the two ingredients that you need to build a PointSlope Form. So let me just give you an example. So let's say I have a slope for you, m equals to 4, but sometimes in some textbook they use b equals to 4, but don't worry about it. As long as you know that is the slope, then you will be okay. And then let me give you a point, -2, 3. So this is my x1, y1, and then you plug it in. So y minus y1 equals to the slope times x minus x1. So x minus -2. So y minus 3 is equals to 4, and then this is x plus 2, and then y minus 3, you distribute the 4 times x, and then 4 times 2, and then you add 3 on both sides. So 8 plus 3 is equals to 11, right? So 4x plus 11. So this is SlopeIntercept Form. So SlopeIntercept Form. And then we just went from PointSlope to SlopeIntercept by doing this algebra. Right, so let's do another problem, shall we? So let's do, let me give you another slope. So how about slope equals to -10? Let's do all negative. And then I have another point for you. That point is -1, -5. So I know the slope of the line is equals to -10. And then I pick a point on the line, -1, -5. How do you build the PointSlope Form? So to build the PointSlope Form, you have y minus y1. So y minus -5 equals to the slope times x minus x1. All right. Y plus 5 equals to -10. And then x plus 1, and then the next step is you distribute the -10, so -10 times x, and then -10 times 1, which is -10, right? And then y plus 5 equals to that, and then you subtract 5 on both sides, so you have y equals to -10x minus 10 minus 5, so which is minus 15. So from this line to this line, we just went from PointSlope Form to SlopeIntercept Form. That's how you do it. You start from PointSlope to SlopeIntercept. And then I have to remind you that y equals to 4x plus 1. So this is called SlopeIntercept Form. So that form is, in general, we call that y equals to mx plus b, depending on the preference of the author. Sometimes they call that ax plus b, and then sometimes they call that a plus bx. But it doesn't matter which form they use, you have to know two things. Number one, the number right next to x is the slope. So 4x plus 1, then the slope is equals to 4. And then what about the y-intercept? Most people will just write the y-intercept is equals to 1 to me. That is partially right, because y-intercept is a point on the rectangular coordinate system, which is you have to give me the x coordinate and the y coordinate. So I don't really like saying y equals to -1. I prefer to say the y-intercept is 0, 1, because this is a location. You have to locate the x coordinate and the y coordinate. And then the other equation, y equals to -10x minus 15. So the slope is equals to -10, and then the y-intercept is 0, -15. Another way to write this equation is you can do y equals to -15 minus 10x. So if you have y equals to 4x plus 1, you can have y equals to 1 plus 4x. They are exactly the same. The y-intercept is 0, 1. The slope is equals to 4. The equation on the right, the slope is equals to -10. The y-intercept is 0, -15. And then I also show you how to go from point slope to slope intercept. Then some people might ask me, hey, you just went from point slope to slope intercept. Hey, how about this? Can you go backward? Can you go from slope intercept back to point slope? So yes, the answer is yes, we can do backward. I am going to give you an example right now. So let's say we have y equals to -2x plus 6. So the slope or the marginal change is equals to -2, and then the y-intercept is 0, +6, right? No question with that. And then this is called slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form. Okay, so how do we go from slope-intercept to point slope? Again, point slope form, point slope. You need the point, you need a slope. We only have a slope right now. How do we get a point? There are two ways to get a point. I will show you the first way. The first way is you pick an x value, at any x value you like, because I need to grab a point from the line. This is a straight line, right? One straight line contains infinitely many points. I need to grab one point. So then you have to give me an x value. So I want to keep the math easy. I will just pick x equals to 1. So when x is equals to 1, y is equals to -2 times 1 plus 6. So y is -2 plus 6. That is equals to, how about this? Okay, let's keep that as 6, because I'm trying to change the number. Okay, -2 plus 6, so that is equals to 4. So we have a point. When x is equals to 1, y is equals to 4. All right, so now what's the slope? The slope is -2. And then let's build. So we have y minus y1 equals to slope times x minus x1. So we have y minus 4 equals to -2 times x minus 1. So this is the point slope form. So this is point slope. Because you know a point, you know the slope. And then someone might ask me this, hey, I can do better than that. I can pick another point very easily. So let me just show you how. The question is, you have y equals to -2x plus 6, right? And then you are looking for a point. Hey, you don't need to pick an x value. I hate the plugin. I hate the arithmetic. There is a point right here. But what is that point? The point is, this is called slope-intercept form, right? That means I'm supposed to be able to see the intercept. Yes, you're right. The y-intercept is when x is equals to 0. You can do the plug-in when x is equals to 0, y is equals to 6. So this is already a point, right? Why do you need to grab the x plus 1? Yes, you're right. That is another way to spot a point from the linear equation. You can pick x equals to 1, x equals to 2, x equals to -1000. You can pick x to be anything you want, as long as that is a point on the line. All right, so we have a point. The slope is equals to -2. Now let's build. So we have y minus y1 equals to slope times x minus x1. So y minus 6 is equals to -2x, right? And then you add 6 on both sides, so -2x plus 6. So this is how you go from SlopeIntercept to PointSlope. And then from PointSlope, I can easily go back to slope to intercept. So that's how you do the conversion back and forth. All right, so that is the end of this video. If you think my instruction is helpful, let me know in the comment below. Share the video for me, like the video for me, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Appreciate your help and support. See you all in the next one. Signing off for now.